Hey guys, today I want to talk about how to stop intrusive thoughts when manifesting. So you might be doing affirmations and you're going to have this little nitpicky voice in your head, or it might even be more sinister than that, that is interrupting your manifestation process. So I'm going to give you some ideas to help you overcome this issue. The best way to stop these intrusive thoughts, is to develop more mind control. This is a great long-term solution. I'm talking about long-term solutions, not band-aid fixes. So you're gonna have to work on meditating more. And I know you don't really want to hear that, but it's gonna help. I'm gonna give you more ideas as well. The more you meditate, the more you become aware of the dialogue in your head, and you're gonna actually notice that there's different voices of different spirits, or I'm not sure what you're gonna call them, entities, just different voices with different intentions. So you're gonna have wicked voices, you're gonna have naggy voices, you're gonna have powerful voices, voices that are much more positive, and you're gonna start to see them when you meditate. I really like meditating with binaural beats or some kind of background noise that gets me in a trance-like state. And then you'll be able to really observe the different voices, and just you being aware of them themselves and not trying to fight or ignore them, you shedding light and awareness and saying from a witness point of view, I see you, like I hear you, I recognize what you're saying, that's going to help a lot to dampen down the intrusive thoughts, because negative and intrusive thoughts only become stronger and stronger if you ignore them. So you have to become aware of them and face them. That's the first foundational step for intrusive thoughts. The next is, this is another technique I talked about in a different video about shadow work. If you find these intrusive thoughts, you need to actually evoke them, because that is your shadow self coming out, or a negative aspect of yourself that needs to be dealt with. And the sooner you deal with it, the sooner you're not going to have these intrusive thoughts. So what I did was I concentrated enough on these intrusive thoughts that I made them form into a thing in my spirit realm of meditation. So you're going to meditate and picture a place where you can heal. This is a spirit realm in a different dimension. And you're going to make these thoughts turn into an actual person or entity. In my case, it was myself that just looked really roughed up, and I literally could see this thing, or this different version of me with these bad thoughts. That's where it was coming from, and I called upon angels to help me heal it. And that is another way to actually shed awareness on your intrusive thoughts. So if you want more details on this process, it's called the Conjuring Method. I invite you to watch my video called How to Heal the Shadow Self using the Conjuring Method. I will link it in the description for you. That is another way, because it's you really facing head on these intrusive thoughts and healing. You might need to do this multiple times. It could be very stubborn and very ingrained in you. So it's going to take multiple repetitions, multiple healing sessions for you to really integrate this part into your personality and quiet that voice. The next tip, letting the intrusive thoughts run their course. I feel like if you try to suppress your intrusive thoughts, they're just going to come back stronger. So you need to feel the feeling that needs to be felt, because your intrusive thoughts are going to be connected to a very strong emotion. Don't so much think of what the thoughts are saying. Try to focus more on the emotion that they're evoking. It's going to be fear, it's going to be sadness, it's going to be anger, it's going to be something negative, obviously. You need to just let go and let yourself feel the feeling until it no longer needs to be felt. Do not suppress your emotions. Your emotions are never wrong. They are an expression of your body from things that you haven't healed in the past, negative belief systems, etc. Feel the feeling. Sit with yourself and feel it. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to be painful. But when you acknowledge the feeling, you say, oh, I feel angry, I feel rage, and you let yourself feel that way, it will go away. And probably the intrusive thoughts attached to this emotion will also go away. And you might also have intrusive visuals. Okay, so you could be imagining something good, but then a bad visual comes. of something you don't want. And I think this is considered an intrusive visual, if you want to call it that. And the way that I get around this is I switch it into something else that is less negative. And I replace that image with a less negative image of it that's not harmful to me and wouldn't matter if it actually happened. And this is the freaky part, guys. This is a really freaky story. I don't know why, but when I used to do laundry, I used to have this weird OCD thought that a snake would come out from under the laundry machine and bite me, like a poisonous snake, okay? And it was the weirdest thing because I live in a northern country, Canada, where there are not really any poisonous snakes. That's not really a huge problem here. So I thought it was odd that I kept having this recurring negative visual, okay? And I thought, well, I don't want this to manifest. If I keep thinking it, it's going to. That's the way reality works. So I changed the visual into a rabbit. Instead of a snake, it was a rabbit. Okay, that's fine. This is where it gets even more freaky. Fast forward 3-ish years later, I'm living in this house. The laundry is in here. This is the bathroom that I'm in. My brother decides to get a bunny. He decides to potty train it in the bathroom. And all of a sudden, I find myself doing laundry and the little rabbit is right beside me. Yes, that literally happened. That is how powerful your manifestations are, your visuals are. I was not intending for that, scene to become a reality, but it really did, and that's the crazy thing. So there's another idea if you're having trouble with intrusive visuals. But I would say for intrusive thoughts, you really got to go to the source of them and the root of why they are arising to face it. You cannot avoid it. And then work on your ability to discern and recognize when these intrusive thoughts are playing their little games with you, because sometimes you don't realize it. And all of a sudden you find yourself in a really worked up, stressed out mood. And it was all these thoughts were running through your head and you just let your mind become overrun. So you need to weed the garden out. Become aware of when your mind gets to be this way. Watch. Be aware. And you just being aware and watching without judgment, without an attached emotion and neutrality will usually shoo them away. And then you can bring in the empowering thoughts, the empowering affirmations. I am beautiful. I am loved. I am enough. I am worthy. I am powerful. Lastly, the power of repetition. The more you consciously repeat something in your head, eventually your subconscious will believe it to be true, and you will be able to say it without any intrusive thoughts whatsoever. So they say on average it takes 21 days to rewire a belief. It might be less or more. So just keep having faith in the power of repetition, because that is how your mind works. It loves repetition. So write down your affirmations, say them all the time. I set alarms on my phone of all my goals and affirmations and have it ring every couple hours. Just like constantly, literally brainwash, immerse yourself in powerful affirmations, powerful words. Your mind will believe it, and then those other intrusive thoughts will become irrelevant because you'll have reprogrammed your mind for these new empowering thoughts. Okay guys, I hope that this information helped you. If you have any more questions about this kind of stuff, just comment below. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!